Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. And if you threw a party, invited everyone you knew, you would see the biggest gift would be from me, and the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend. And if you threw a party, invited everyone you knew, you would see the biggest gift would be from me, and the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend.
Hey, look us over, lend us an ear, fresh up in clover, mortgaged up to here. But don't pass the plate, folks, don't pass the cup. I figure whenever we're down and out, the only way is up, and we'll be up like a rosebud, high on the vine. Don't thumb your nose, boy, take a tip from mine. We're a little bit short of the elbow room, so let us get us some. And look out, world, here we come. Hey, look us over. Hey, looky here, folks, queer folks, here to raise some funds. Or in a pinch, we'll take $1. We'll take 100 if you want to give it to us and make it rain. So what do you say? We're gonna raise some money for charity today. A little bit short of the elbow room, so let us get us some. And look out, world! Hear me shout, world! Hey, look out, world! Here we come! Hello, and welcome our dear friends, family, and community members to another episode of CT Connection through the Imperial Sovereign Court of all Connecticut. I am your hostess, Miss Frank, Empress 22 of the Imperial Sovereign Court of all Connecticut. So CT Connection really is about making community connections near and far, darlings, of course, highlighting our beneficiaries, introducing community leaders and initiatives in the state of Connecticut and around all the places, darling, and celebrating our membership. And the cherry on top is that we are raising some funds for some very worthy beneficiaries. Want to just reach out, my darlings, to our amazing StreamYard producer, Patrick Dunn, aka Monarch 20, Kiki Lucio. We could not do this without you. We adore you and thank you so very much. Our Venmo and PayPal management is from the one, the only, the fabulous. We don't know what we would do without her. Our amazing board treasurer, Kate Reynolds. Adore you, Kate. Absolutely adore you. Our Venmo is streaming, darling, streaming. And that is at CT Imperial Court. And our PayPal is ctimperialcourt.org/donate. So, my darlings, today's episode is about LGBTQIA issues around healthcare. So we are very, very excited to get started. But before we do, my darlings, I want to bring my very handsome, very capable, very wonderful co-host to the screen. So without any further ado, please welcome to the virtual stage, my wonderful Emperor 22, Vu. Hello, darling.
Hello, my gorgeous, fabulous, wonderful Empress.
Oh, aren't you nice? You're so sweet.
Oh my goodness. Another episode of CT Connection already.
Can you believe it?
Oh my gosh. And so many people out there already tuned in. I see Buffalo is in the house. Congratulations to the Imperial Court of Buffalo. Congratulations to Empress Anita Mandalay and Emperor Marty Crawford on a successful reign. And then also hip hip hooray to Pup PJ Wolf and David Militello on your ascension to the throne. So if y'all need anything, know that Connecticut is here for you.
Yes, hip hip hooray is right. We are so happy for y'all. You're our sisters and our brothers and those in between, and we absolutely adore you. And so Oh, so we have so much going on. I mean, we have still 3 amazing beneficiaries. Let's talk about them for a minute. What do you say?
Yeah, let's do it.
We should do it.
So we are going to learn more about this one during the show, but our first beneficiary is A Place to Nourish Your Health in New Haven. They started their work as advocacy work for folks with HIV/AIDS and folks that love folks with HIV/AIDS. And they've expanded their resources and their network so much beyond that. And we're going to learn so much more about their organization today. So our first beneficiary, APNH.
Mm-hmm. And then, of course, the New Haven Pride Center, an organization that saves the lives of LGBTQIA people every single day. They did not take one day off during this pandemic. Their food program has fed thousands of people in need. Their case management programs, their scholarship programs, our scholarship of the Imperial Sovereign Court of all Connecticut is managed by the New Haven Pride Center. You name it, they do it, the New Haven Pride Center.
And our final beneficiary is the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention Connecticut chapter, doing great work around mental health, reducing suicides. And they've also been another organization that have brought things virtually throughout the pandemic. And they do hotlines, they do research, they do support groups, again, saving lives every single day. So we are so excited to have all 3 of these great beneficiaries throughout Reign 22. And if you would like to donate once again, we do have 2 ways for you to do that. You can go to Venmo at CT Imperial Court, or you can also visit ctimperialcourt.org/donate, and you can make a donation there. And no, Don, you cannot buy me a shot. I mean, if you did buy me a shot, I would go do one for you because it's for charity. But I had way too many that night for painting with the Emperor.
Maybe in the future, because this is an early show on a Sunday, maybe mimosas, but we can talk about that at another time.
Oh, mimosas would be fabulous.
Maybe mimosas, but not today, Don. Sorry, darling. So, of course, yes, amazing beneficiaries, amazing community. Vu and I are so lucky to be sort of the face of our organization this year, along with our amazing membership. And one of the ways that we are hoping to raise a little bit of funds today for our amazing beneficiaries is by auctioning off this gorgeous pride necklace. Look how gorgeous this is. This, you could wear this on your head. You could wear it around your neck. Darlings, that is starting at $40, and it will be auctioned off at the end of our show today. And so please stick around.
Yes, that would look great on Ginger Sparkles, who I just saw pop on the chat. Hi, Ginger. And our newest initiative of the month, throughout the month of May, we are booking Pride deliveries.
Yay!
There are some Prides happening in person now, but if you don't feel comfortable going to those Prides, or if you want a little extra Pride during the season, we will be doing Pride deliveries throughout the month of June. So you can either book an in-person, where we'll come with Pride swag and do live performances on your sidewalk, on your driveway, on your neighbor's driveway, whatever you need us to do.
Whatever, we'll do it.
For $50, or if you're not comfortable yet, or if you would like a virtual option, we are also doing virtual Pride deliveries for $25, and those are going to be super personalized. We'll chit chat with you. We'll make sure you get a performer that you like. We'll make sure we do it up.
And all around the world, if you're in Papua New Guinea, guess what? You can get a virtual Pride performance, okay? If you're in London, England, guess what? We can come to you. We can come to Moscow, Russia. All you got to do is pay the $25 and we will come to you virtually, Joel.
I am not exactly sure if we can go through Moscow, Russia. There may be a firewall.
Actually, you're probably right. So not Moscow, but everywhere else.
Okay.
How about that? Okay. Oh, darling, yes. So very, very exciting. So we have a major event coming up on our Shea Saturday, second Saturday of every month. We are at the Shea Est. And this month's installment will be Electra's Electrifying Review, with a theme of movie soundtracks, and will be hosted by Empress 11, 13, 19. I swear she's reigned about 45,000 times. Electra, and our amazing Imperial Crown Princess, Bonnie Petite. So we're very excited about that event.
And she just celebrated a 40th birthday this weekend.
40 years young and
40
beautiful.
Years young.
Bonnie beautiful.
The new 26.
That's right.
26.
That's right. Exactly.
Speaking of the Shea, we have been at the Shea a lot recently for Shea Legends and Jack's Pink Drink, and there's always something going on at the Shea. Always. And we are so happy that things are opening up and folks are getting vaccinated. And so in the state of Connecticut, at least, As long as you're vaccinated, folks can choose to wear a mask or not a mask inside. If you haven't gotten your vaccination yet, though, keep that mask on, please, and go get it.
Mask on, please. And listen, we respect your right to choose, my darlings. However, it's a little shot in the arm, people. Come on, get your vaccines. Then we can all come back together and we can call a day on this COVID-19. If I never hear the word COVID again in my life, I will be perfectly happy. All I can
Unless we are like filming something together, because then it would be a COVID.
No. No. So yes. So we want to shout out to the Shea, our amazing home bar, who do so much for us. The owners, John and Louis Pepe. Oh God, we can't say more about you. And so please go and support the Shea, as my wonderful Emperor said. It's just an amazing place for community, fun, friends, entertainment, good food, and all that good stuff. So boo, we have some amazing guests today. But we always have amazing guests because we have an amazing community, right?
We do.
Mm-hmm.
So our first guests are going to be coming from one of our Reign 22 beneficiaries, A Place to Nourish Your Health. And we have 3 of their amazing staff members. We have Jackson Monarca, who is a clinician in their behavioral health department. We have Kiana McDavid, their Chat for Change coordinator and PrEP navigator. And we have Mike McGowan, prevention services and co-facilitator of Empowerment New Haven.
I'm so excited to talk to them. They're so fabulous, and we just love APNH for sure. And then, of course, again, we have our fabulous Lord Kyle Edwards of the Imperial Sovereign Court of all Connecticut hosting his Kyle's Community Corner. And his amazing guest today is Chris Alonzo, who specializes in internal medicine with a focus on HIV and LGBT care. Completing his residency at Yale, Chris is active in community engagement around HIV prevention and treatment.
Love. And after that, we have Dr. AC Demidont, who I love so much. They bring such passion and expertise to the medical community on behalf of marginalized and underserved populations. Her career has included work with St. Luke's Roosevelt Hospital, Callan Lord Community Health Center, and is the co-founder and chief medical officer of Anchor Health Initiative.
I love me some AC. I love me some AC.
It's hot. I love me some AC too. It's hot.
Actually, it is hot, yes. So that AC we love, and we also love AC Demidont. That's for sure. And then, of course, how could we have a conversation about healthcare without bringing on our amazing loved one, member of the Imperial Sovereign Court of all Connecticut, Emperor 16, Dustin D. Cobwebs, Christina. We absolutely adore you. Is a registered cardiac sonographer over 15 years. They love interactions with patients and helping people. Christina has been a member of the Imperial Sovereign Court of all Connecticut for over 10 years.
Oh my goodness, these bios, Frank.
Yeah, I know. Do we deserve these people? I mean, we are so honored that they are giving us 5 minutes, 10 minutes of their time. We really consider these people to be family, and we're so grateful. And we have a surprise performance coming up for you. Yes, my darlings, but in the intro, it was given away, so we might as well talk about it. We have one of the Imperial Crown Princesses from the Imperial Court of Rhode Island, Visa Decline, with a fabulous performance for you later in the show.
I love her.
I love her. She's like my sister from another mister.
So talented, a Broadway queen, Imperial Crown Princess 5,000 million times.
Yeah. She's a lot. She's everything, and I love her. And boo, guess what time it is?
It's quote for a queer time.
Quote for a queer. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. And so, To Quote a Queer is a compendium of wit, wisdom, and devastating remarks, edited by John Lessard. So, Vu, you go first with your choice, darling.
So my choice is on dating, because a pandemic is ending a little bit, so dating might be back in the scene. And this is from Graham Norton, British talk show host. One of the annoying myths about celebrity is that it might get you laid. I mean, I guess I'm not sure if monarch equals celebrity, but hasn't happened yet.
Okay, I don't feel as bad. It hasn't happened for me yet either.
There's time.
There is time. We've only been reigning about 3 months. We have, a number of months left. I don't do math. And so my choice, darling, and here's the fabulous text. Isn't that just fabulous? Oh, I just love it. My choice on kissing from Quentin Crisp, the late Quentin Crisp, British writer and personality. And he said, a woman phoned me a little bit ago and wanted to know how to prevent her lipstick from failing while kissing. I said, never eat anything, never drink anything, and never kiss anything. And if that is not the drag queen rule, I don't know what is. Don't eat anything, don't drink anything, don't kiss anybody, and your lipstick will be fine.
So we didn't plan this, and I chose one on dating, and you chose one on kissing. I think we've been in isolation a little too long.
I think we have. Thank you very much, Emperor Trevor Reynolds, for your generous donation. We love you.
Thank you, Trevor.
Yes.
And hello, Bella. Happy birthday, Bella.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Bella. I'm not going to finish.
Happy birthday to you.
So I think we should just move it right along. What do you think, my darling?
I love it.
Okay. Well, we would like to bring to the screen our friends from APNH, a place to nourish your health, mind, body, and spirit, Jackson Monarca, Kiana McDavid, and Michael McGowan. Hello, my friends.
Yes, we're playing chairs right now.
Welcome. So if you are watching and you have not heard of APNH, the mission of APNH is to provide services for those who face stigma and challenges in receiving culturally competent care. And so Jackson is a clinician in the behavioral health department. Kiana McDavid is Chat for Change coordinator and PrEP navigator. And Michael McGowan works in prevention services and is co-facilitator of the Empowerment New Haven program. So thank you so much for the three of you being on today. We're so grateful for your time.
Yeah, and we're so excited to be raising money for APNH this year. I mean, I know that y'all are doing work that Frank and I appreciate and the community appreciates. So we just wanted to have y'all on to learn a little bit more about what you do. So we're going to go across. So Mike, we'll start with you. And can you tell us about the empowerment program and what prevention services are being provided at APNH?
Yeah. Oh, well, again, thank you both for having having APNH and it's mutual feelings. So thanks for having us. But yeah, my name's Mike. I work in the Prevention Services Department at APNH, and I also co-facilitate a group called Empowerment New Haven. Empowerment New Haven's been around since 2015. It's a nationwide model. It's an HIV prevention model. However, with that said, this group is for anyone regardless of their HIV status. It's for folks who are between the ages of like 18 to 35-ish. And it's for gay, bi, queer, trans men who want to get more involved in the community and put on some great events. So prior to COVID, we did a lot of great things in the community. We've done a lot of like sexual health discussions and events. So we do a lot of HIV education and psychoeducation. We also do a lot of like fun events. So anywhere from like social nights, like movies, game nights. And we also do a lot of bar outreach. So again, we're looking forward to the bars in New Haven reopening. But we also do like monthly outreach where we'll go to Partners, 168, Gotham, Rise. We'll drop off safer sex kits. We'll talk with folks, let them know about who we are. And then usually our biggest event of the year is our Queer Kick-Ass Barbecue, which is happening this year, which we're really excited about. It's going to be August 29th. It's a Sunday, so put it in your calendars. More info to come. But that's just a brief overview of empowerment. And then, yeah, I also work in the Prevention Services Department. So I see Vu's putting in this calendar. Awesome. Yes. So the Prevention Services Department at APNH, we provide rapid HIV tests for folks. With the pandemic, it kind of changed our model a little bit. So starting last March, we were closed for in-person testing. However, we have been able to send out last year, close to 400 at-home HIV test kits for people around the state, Connecticut. So people were really still, looking for services and needed these, really vital services. So we would send out HIV test kits for people to do in the comfort of their home. We also, put in some condoms, lube, info, a lot of great stuff. So yeah, that's just a brief overview of kind of what we're doing. And we're, starting to reopen our in-person services. So if anyone who's in the area is looking for an in-person HIV test, head over to our website, apnh.org, schedule an appointment, and we will love to see you at 1302 Chapel Street.
Thank you so much, Mike. Yeah, it's such amazing work being done. And today we're really just grazing the surface of what is being done at APNH. And thank you so much, Mike. And so now we're going to move over to my friend Kiana. Hello, my friend. And so please talk a little bit about your work in the Chat for Change program and PrEP navigation.
Sure. So Chat for Change is a demonstration project, and it aims to have an effective intervention that increases PrEP adherence, uptake, and knowledge in Black Latinx MSM. So we do this with peer-to-peer recruitment, and we use geosocial networking apps like Grindr, Jack, things like that, and also social media to increase knowledge. So folks are just going on these apps and being like, hey, like, have you heard of PrEP? Like, what are you thinking? Like, having these really great conversations with folks. And what happens is after that, they're linking folks to a live chat intervention where they will talk with me and I will get them hooked up with PrEP. So it's really exciting. And for those that also don't know, PrEP stands for pre-exposure prophylaxis. And it's a once-a-day preventative pill that helps to prevent HIV. And it's 99% effective, which is amazing. And right now at APNH, we also partnered with Mr., which is an entirely online PrEP prescribing service. So that really is helping reduce a lot of the barriers that folks are running into. Like we're offering with Mr., we get to offer free testing at home, free virtual consultations, and the PrEP is offered at little to no cost. So we're really excited to jump this intervention off.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
So amazing. And the amount of education and advocacy going on. You can see the tide turning even in pop culture. I know that Billy Porter just did an amazing article about being positive, and I was watching The View, and they were talking about being undetectable and what that means, and transmission. And so the work that y'all are doing, we can see it changing on the ground level. So it's super exciting point in time. And Jackson, we did not forget about you. Can you tell us a little about the clinical behavioral services over at APNH?
Of course. So along with myself, there's two other clinicians currently at APNH. There's my wonderful supervisor, Rich Radacchia, who's the director of clinical services, who's been there for quite a few years. And we just brought on a new contracting clinician, Tanja Graymore, who is amazing, has tons of experience as a social worker. So she agreed to come on with us as well to diversify our BH department a little bit. So that's great. And in addition to that, in that individual counseling, we also offer couples counseling, family counseling, and we have 3 different therapy groups. So we have 2 that existed pre-pandemic. We have our men's 50+ HIV positive relapse prevention group, which is a mouthful just to say people over 50 living with HIV who are, in either, handling their sobriety or in recovery in whatever way that means to them. We also have the DBT group, which is dialectical behavioral therapy, which is just the kind of behavioral therapy that used to be used mostly for borderline personality disorder, but now it's used for all kinds of communities and populations. It's just a wonderful therapy. I think it could be beneficial to anybody. And then the one that we recently added last year in response to COVID, which began on Zoom and has been on Zoom ever since, is our Becoming Brave group, which is specific to those dealing with anxiety, whether from COVID, adjusting to isolation and figuring out our new normal, right? And just people dealing with anxiety from day-to-day life and from being a person, right? And all that comes with that. So those are our 3 groups currently, and we're always talking about, the future and expansion to see what else we can offer.
Thank you so much. And, just a quick question. We have a few more minutes to the 3 of you, and please, anybody can answer. I have my own very personal family ties to healthcare needs of people living with, and we say living with, thank goodness we can say that now, HIV/AIDS. And so thank you so much for what you're doing. But can you identify, because we all have those moments, right? Can you identify a moment where you recognize that the work is actually making a significant difference? It's that aha moment, right, for you and APNH. Can you pinpoint a moment or an experience?
I think for me, I think like starting, I've been with APNH for a little over 3 years now, and starting, in year one and having people come in and get tested, testing can be really anxiety producing. And there's a lot of misinformation out there, a lot of stigma, a lot of ignorance. So I think just really like educating people and like giving them the information that they can then use and then take and then educate their friends and kind of like spread the word. Just on like, how HIV is transmitted, how it's not transmitted. And a lot of just like, it seems really simple, but I think it's like those little things like that have a really big impact. And, just again, over time, it's kind of getting more and more, awareness. But again, I think just something basic like that.
Yeah, fighting the stigma is so important, and I think you're so right. Kiana or Jackson, any thoughts about an experience, an aha moment where you realized the work was just really happening?
Yeah. So with our PrEP ambassadors, we have like weekly check-ins, and we talk about motivational interviewing, how folks can talk to people on social media, and we just talk about PrEP knowledge, and to see like folks really learning about PrEP, knowing the ins and outs and how to talk to people about PrEP is really amazing. Like we have these 10 great, amazing folks that are well equipped to go out and just be like, these are the facts, like this is what it does. Let me help you get on. It's amazing. And I'm really excited for it to launch so we can see what it does.
That's so fantastic. That's so fantastic. Again, we're so grateful that so many of you were able to make it today. We really are so grateful for the work that APNH does. We're so glad that we are raising some funds for y'all this year, because we know that it goes to saving the lives in multiple ways of people in and around our shared, brilliant, wonderful LGBTQIA+ community. We thank you for what you do. We're grateful for your time. Thank you so very much for being on the show. It's such a lovely opportunity to get to know you.
Thanks for having us.
Great seeing you.
Anytime. We will connect again. That is for sure. That is for sure. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, everyone between, those were the folks from APNH. Once again, one of our amazing Reign 22 beneficiaries. And once again, you can donate at CT Imperial Court on Venmo, or you can go to ctimperialcourt.org/donate and make a donation there. So we will be raising money for them all throughout the year, and we couldn't be happier to have them as a beneficiary. And let's see, Dolores, having received services from APNH for over 10 years, I cannot say enough good about this organization. They were there for my partner, Sassy Saltembulka, and they had been there for me through extremely difficult life changes. Thank you.
Yeah, literally saving people's lives, everybody. For those of you who are watching, it's so important that we support organizations that actively ensure that people are staying alive and thriving. Again, through any kind of medical challenge, whether it be personal, whether it be medical, whether it be intellectual, spiritual, you name it. APNH is there for them, and we're so grateful that we're working with them this year. So yay, APNH!
Yeah.
So we have right now, and of course I'm always very excited to do this, my darlings, but we have an amazing member named Kyle Edwards, who has agreed to continue to do a fantastic segment called Kyle's Community Corner. So Vu, introduce him, baby.
So introducing Lord Kyle Edwards, segment producer and host of Kyle's Community Corner, frontline worker and valued member of the Imperial Sovereign Court of all Connecticut. Take it away.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. Each one of us carries multiple identities. So many of our identities intersect. It is this intersectionality that connects us. If we take the time to explore and embrace these intersecting identities, we will realize that we have more in common and we are more connected than we are different. Together, we are stronger, we can move mountains, and we can build a better tomorrow. Here's a look at someone who strives to live by this motto. It is my pleasure to introduce you to Dr. Chris Alonzo. Dr. Chris Alonzo specializes in internal medicine with a focus on HIV and LGBTQ plus healthcare. A graduate from the University of Texas Health and Science Center in San Antonio, earned his master's in public health from University of Texas in Houston, and completed his residency training at Yale with a specific focus in HIV primary care. His clinical experience includes time at Yale in New Haven and Fenway Health in Boston. He is active in community engagement and outreach with local HIV and LGBTQ plus organizations focusing on education. Welcome, Dr. Chris Alonzo. How are you doing today? Oh, do we have a sound issue?
There we go. Wait, I'm back. Hey.
Hello. How are you doing?
Good. Good to see you, Kyle. Thanks for
Nice to
having
see you
me
as
on.
well. Absolutely. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for taking the busy time out of your schedule, or
No
taking the
worries.
time out of your busy schedule. Absolutely.
Always happy to join and get involved in the community again. So glad to be here.
Very good. Before we do get started, I first want to thank you as a healthcare worker. I want to thank you for all the work you've done through this pandemic. It really has been a tough time, and without people on the front lines putting in the work, we may not have gotten as far as we are today. So thank you.
Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Of course, as a doctor with your specialization, I want to thank you for you taking this path. Having professionals that specialize in HIV prevention care is vital to fighting and containing the virus. Why did you choose this line of work?
You know, interesting question. So I think, you know, when I first started my medical training and everything, like, you know, it feels like, you know, a decade ago. I had no idea what I wanted to do, and as you sort of mentioned, you know, our intersecting identities and sort of who we are and how we put those together. You know, being a Latino man, and then coming out and identifying as gay, and then, you know, also being a healthcare person, and then becoming a doctor. It's kind of like, you know, where do these roads all meet? And I think the thing that I saw most in my training was in like infectious disease services, which I'm not a specialty in, but I do a lot of. You know, there was a lot of outreach to members of like the gay community with HIV, and I found that, you know, identifying as someone in the community, it was easy to sort of build rapport, make those connections, reach into communities that might not have been immediately open to them, or other people that, you know, may not identify or you know, might wag their finger and you know, have some judgment. And I found that it was a very easy you know, niche to fill, you know, given all these intersecting identities. And as I was looking at my training and everything, I found that, you know, at Yale, they had this very specific HIV training program to get people to do primary care for HIV and sort of remove it from specialty services. Because it's, you know, it's not something that you need to see a specialist for. It used to be, but the education has gotten so good, the training has gotten so robust that, you know, it's a very easy service to provide. But I think that was sort of like the big pull, and saying, you know what, this is who I am, this is who I'm going to market myself as, and if this lets me provide really great care to people who need it really effectively, then like, heck yeah, sign me up. So here we are. Big gay doctor.
You're a very good doctor. Very good gay doctor. We do have viewers from all over the country. What are some tips and tricks you would give to someone who is looking for LGBTQ plus competent healthcare, or someone that they can connect with in terms of their healthcare?
Yeah, definitely. So I think with like the question of like LGBTIQ plus healthcare, I think what the question becomes is, you know, how comfortable do you feel with your general provider? Because, you know, a lot of people, they have their doctor for years and years and years. And, you know, there's a lot of background, a lot of history, a lot of rapport there. And if it's something that you feel comfortable talking to your general doctor about, you know, chances are like they've dealt with this, and you know, they're going to know sort of the basic framework of everything that's going on. But it's a matter of having that trust and that rapport to be able to even talk to people about it. I find that at least in my training, it was very few and far between that people felt comfortable, addressing things with their GP or their general practitioner. And that's why they would seek out specialty clinics like our PrEP clinic in New Haven at the Nathan Smith Clinic, just because they wouldn't want to talk about it, or they didn't feel comfortable, or they didn't think that their teams would know what was going on. And so that's sort of the role that we were filling in these communities. But now, sort of as I have gone through a few years in my primary care, it's just a matter of asking the questions. Everybody has sex, everybody does everyone does the deed, whichever way they will. And it's just a matter of, asking in a non-judgmental way, making sure people feel safe, providing an environment that is open and, free of judgment, and answering questions. Because a lot of times, people will open up about those things. It's a part of their general health, as much as we deal with diabetes, let's talk about sex and make sure that you're happy and you're healthy. And, if that area of your life is fulfilled and in great shape, fantastic. Part of the job. If you don't feel comfortable talking to your primary, or you don't think that, that it might be the best environment for it, the other thing that I like to do is there is actually a website called the Gay and Lesbian Medical Association. And I think their website is glma.com. But the cool thing on their site is that they actually have a provider directory of people who've actually signed up and said, like, hey, I'm an LGBT friendly provider, I'm trained, I have this expertise. And so you can look into their website, go through the directory, and see if there's someone in your area. But then also something that we do is when we do trainings for other medical providers, if we encourage them to sign up for it and say, like, what, if you feel good, you feel competent, you want to make this area of expertise known, then sign up on the directory. And it's pretty easy to do. And so that way we sort of, make our presence a little more robust, whether the providers are gay themselves or not. You find someone that's competent.
Thank you very much. And of course, thank you, producer, for putting that link up on the screen. I do appreciate that. So HIV and LGBTQ plus healthcare is all about outreach into the community. Can you tell us a little bit of what type of outreach you have done in the past or what you currently do, specifically in regards to the communities that may be considered underserved?
Yeah, definitely. So I was so happy to hear APNH on the call and everything. Just because that was sort of my initial foray into community engagement. So years ago, back in residency, when I was sort of like a junior doctor, if you will, I wanted to get back into it. I wanted to get into the community and get out of the clinic because that's where the work needs to be done. And so my program, they were flexible enough to let me have this time to go out in the community, and it's where I met Patrick Dunn, who is our current producer. And the then head of the empowerment program, Kyle Rodriguez. And so we sort of formed this little coalition of, how are we gonna put this together from, a medical expertise, a community planner expertise, and then, the person that's on the ground running and sort of has the pulse of the community. And then from there, we decided, like, let's hold a series of events. Let's do something for World AIDS Day and turn it into World AIDS Week. We had speaker engagements with individuals from ACT UP, like Greg Gonsalves, which was amazing. You never get to see like that actual perspective coming in. And we saw a huge surge in the number of people in the community that were engaging with us and saying, like, these are the kind of services that we want to see. These are the people that we are relating to. And it was this huge push in education and getting the information out, but also showing the community, like, hey, these resources are here. And these are the people that we can talk to about it, and it's okay. And so that was huge. That was probably like my favorite thing that when I spent my time in New Haven, that was my favorite thing that I was able to do. But then the other part of it was, kind of cultivating this culture of, empowering younger people, because a lot of organizations, not to throw shade or tea at, the older generations who are doing service and charity and kind of have these organizations running. But there needs to be sort of a push to get younger crowds and younger generations in to sort of carry the work on. And so I think that the biggest part of it was that, we sort of helped nurture these young leaders into getting involved and seeing the roles that they could take and saying, like, it's okay to maybe step on a toe or two to get something done. And I think that APNH, like, you know, hearing the stories and hearing the services and seeing the people that are involved, I think that's exactly what's going on. You know, I think that the work of promoting young leaders is the big thing that's going on, which I'm like so proud. And, you know, I know I have like no part in it anymore. But seeing it, it's so uplifting. It's so recharging. And then now is sort of the stuff that you know, all my work at Fenway sort of focuses on HIV care, trans care, and just primary care in general. But something that I've gotten into recently with a colleague, Dr. Mitra, is we're actually doing LGBTIQ focused like didactic sessions and education for other providers at the Harvard School of Medicine. And so it's really interesting because, you know, this is, you know, aside from things like PrEP, trans care is, you know, relatively new within the last, you know, 10 to 15 years. So, you know, it doesn't have sort of like the history behind it. And so a lot of providers don't have a lot of exposure in their training. And so, you know, we're putting together these sessions where we're talking about the nuances of care, sort of starting with the basics and framework, going into the nuances of what the medications actually do, how we're monitoring things, and sort of how this care model at Fenway can be translated. And so it's really interesting just because you really see it on people's faces as we're going through the education modules and seeing like, oh, like this is a huge part. Like it's not just medicine, it's community engagement. It is advocacy with public policy. It is putting other people's safety in place. And so, you know, it's just been so rewarding and recharging. And I think that, you know, aside from COVID burnout, it's definitely been something that has been very uplifting of my spirit and everything to kind of put that back out there and really, you know, get other providers engaged. You know, I think it's huge. You know, we can only do this care as much as there are people that are interested or know how to do it. And so we're doing that.
Very good. If you had a magic wand, if you could change one thing, one stigma, one idea that someone has out there, what would it be?
Oh, no. Oh. So many things. How many wands do I get?
You get as many as you want.
Okay.
Change the world.
Everything. And everything yes. And everything is gone. No, I don't know. I think one thing that I would like to see would be like forced empathy. I think that so many situations that are sort of like evolving are just because we don't understand what someone else is going through. Like, you know, we can't live a day in their shoes. You know, there's no way, like you can't understand what, you know, a single mom living in poverty in the inner city goes through. Like, unless you're a single mom living in poverty in the inner city, you know, you probably don't get it. You can empathize so much, but I think it would be so helpful if there was like a switch we could turn on, or like, you know, a set of shoes we could step into. It says, okay, like I want to understand like what is going on with this individual, and just put yourself in their shoes and get it. Because I think so many things would change if we could actually just be in their shoes, see their experience, and say like, oh, you know what, like Jesus Christ, like I had no idea, and like these things would actually be helpful, or this thing would be more impactful. Instead of saying, well, like, I think this might be best for you, you know, coming from my top-down approach and my eagle-eye view of things. But if there was an app for that, or like, you know, a pair of shoes that just like plug them in, hook them up to each other, mandatory empathy for everything would be amazing. That would be like the biggest thing. But then if I had to pick one thing to sort of just like wipe out, I think it would be like shame and stigma. Just because with sexual things, just because, you know, everyone does it. Everyone has their thing that they're into, and shame and stigma are what keep people in the closet from, you know, asking about things that might be safe, things that might hurt them, things that might not hurt them. And I think it leads to a lot of problems down the line for many, many, many years before they actually feel comfortable talking about things. So I think if I could get rid of one thing, it would just be like, snap, shame is gone. Like, where's my Infinity Gauntlet so I can do it?
I love that you pulled in the Avengers. Perfect. Absolutely. Well, Dr. Chris Alonzo, are there any other final thoughts you want to leave our crowd? Anything else you would like to add?
I love this all. I think this is so wonderful. I think that, seeing Vu and Miss Frank doing this community engagement is huge. I think it is giving people a much needed ounce of connectedness that COVID has sort of taken away from us. I hate talking about COVID, but it really did take away a lot of the social interaction that people need and want. And this is just wonderful to see. I was so thrilled to be asked to be on here and so thankful. And I think that you all are doing such wonderful work. APNH, keep it up. I'm so proud, even though I'm not there, I'm so proud. And it's always wonderful to see you, Kyle and Patrick. I know you're in the background, but I'm gonna give you a little wave because I miss you.
Thank you so much, Chris. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
Well, I hope you have a wonderful day. We will talk soon. Keep up the good work, and thank you for everything that you do. Truly, you are a treasure.
Yeah, definitely so. And don't hesitate to reach out. Always happy to see people in Boston. It's just a quick stint drive up. So you let me know. Always take invitations.
Love you, Chris.
Thank you, Chris.
Oh God, what a great
Good
person.
doctor.
And a doxa. I can't believe I'm marrying a doxa. Yeah, exactly. No, wonderful, wonderful person. And Kyle, congratulations again, darling, on a lovely Kyle's Community Corner. It's a wonderful, wonderful segment. We're so glad to have you.
Yeah, and I loved Chris's final thoughts about reducing shame and stigma. And I mean, if that was eliminated from our lives, I know my life would have been very different.
Yes.
And so everyone listening out there, cut it out. Okay, love each other. It's
That's right.
Simple.
That's right. Cut it out. Cut it out right now. And as the founder of the Imperial Court system, Jose Julio Saria said, we call her Mama Jose. And I will paraphrase, united, they can't touch us. Divided, they take us out one by one. And so stop with the judgment, stop with the stigma, stop with all of that, because in the end, we are all beautiful, diverse creatures of the world, and all of us should have equal access to love, support, education, healthcare, and advocacy. That's for sure. So, we're just gonna move right along.
Can I do the next one? Can I introduce the next one?
Oh yeah, no, it's all yours. Please,
okay.
Yeah, next introduction is all yours. But I am so excited for this next person because we are technically related to this person.
Yeah,
and we love this person. So just go ahead. I'm really excited. Go ahead, guys.
So bringing to the virtual screen, we would like to welcome Christina Carabello, aka Emperor 16 Dustin D. Cobwebs, registered cardiac sonographer for over 15 years, worked in private practices and community hospitals, member of the Imperial Sovereign Court of all Connecticut for over 10 years. Every patient that encounters Chrissy is surrounded by love, compassion, and care. And also, she just happens to be the in-state half for Emperor 22 Vu of the Imperial Sovereign Court of all Connecticut.
Yay!
Loves.
We love you. I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you for having me.
Anytime.
Oh, and
okay.
Becky Rock loves you too in the comments. We love Becky.
We love our Becky.
And I guess Cookie says hello.
Oh, hi, Cookie.
Hi, Cookie.
Hi, Cookie. This is my moment. Okay.
Moving along. Okay.
Moving along. Oh
Chris,
my God!
I just noticed
we miss you so much, and we can't
miss you all
wait
too.
to see you. We can't wait for September to roll around.
It's coming.
DC's coronation. We can't wait. We're going to be there with bells on. Can't take it.
Perfect.
Yeah, lots of bells.
So, Chrissy, you sent me a bio, but you left one thing off of it.
Uh-oh. What'd I do?
You left off cycling champion.
Yes.
Let's talk
We did
it.
So Chrissy was on Team Bike for Life. We're just going to talk about it. It's not in the script, but we're just going to cover it a little bit, which was a campaign for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention Connecticut chapter. We raised over $2,000, and Chrissy was not a bike rider before. She sent me a message one day and says, hey, since you're doing that Peloton thing, I think we should do a biking challenge together. And I said, well, I ride every day, so I'm down. How much do you want to do? And she said, what would be a good number? And I said, 200 miles. And she said, okay. And I'm not sure if you knew at that point, Chrissy, how much 200 miles were.
I had no idea.
Well, now you know, baby.
I trusted you, Vu. I trusted you.
But you were a trooper and you did it.
Yeah, and did it beautifully. and did it on like Facebook and like fabulous pictures of you on the bike like this. It was amazing. It was amazing.
Well, most important, we raised money for charity, so that was the best part.
That's right. That's right, my darling.
So I believe that APNH, who we just had on, and the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention were two of your beneficiaries in the past. Yeah.
That's correct. Yes.
So what are your relationships with those beneficiaries?
So they were both beneficiaries when Dandy and I reigned. Oh, geez, because years ago, and
Wasn't that long ago? Wasn't that long ago?
We also had the Jim Collins Foundation with our year, and we were lucky enough that our membership rallied behind us, and we had one kick-ass year. So it was fun. We had a great time.
Yeah, your step down, I believe, was the first coronation I was at, and it was an amazing event. And for everyone out there, so now you know that Chrissy is to blame for who you have as emperor now.
That's right.
You're welcome.
Just not being a part of that reign, but hearing about and witnessing the after effects of it and the amount of community that was built. Can you just kind of talk to kind of what the court has meant to you and what it's meant to your life?
Yeah, and I will say that I was invested to the court by Chrissy and Dandy. So that reign means a lot to me as well. But yeah, please go ahead, Chrissy.
That's kind of a loaded question. So just a little backstory of why American Foundation for Suicide Prevention means so much to me is I never really in my life felt like I belonged anywhere. And I felt like I could be in a room full of people, but still feel just so alone. And when I was coming out, I didn't have the best coming out story. I was disowned from my family. So I never felt like I fit in anywhere, and really came to the point where I was like, well, if I am hurting so many people, why am I here? And I hit a real low where it was to the point where I almost took my own life. And it was through some friends that reached out and said, you're worth more. And it was sort of like an American Foundation for Suicide Prevention that literally saved my life. And one of my closest friends, who we call Foofy, in the court, that said, look, you give so much, you have such a big heart. Come check this out. Come check the court out, see what it is. And I went to an event and I found home. It was just, this is where I belong. This is my family. And from there it grew. And I found out, wow, this is really what community is. And from there, I started as just a little wallflower in the back of, just kind of watching and seeing what it was all about. And little by little, getting more and more involved of helping at events and doing whatever I could do, meeting all these fabulous people of just anywhere from other coronations to members to community. And from there, it just really grew to where I never wanted to be apart from it. It was just my life, my world, my family. And I've met some of the best people in my life through this organization. My family, my ohana, my partner, my everything, and I don't know where I'd be in my life without it. So really, it truly saved my life.
Samesies.
Yeah.
For sure. No doubt about it. Well, my darling, so we're really excited and really giddy that you're here because, we are, a family, literally, like we may as well be blood because that's what it is. So through your journey as a healthcare professional, having worked in many different facilities in different states, what are some of the barriers for LGBTQIA plus medical professionals in the industry, do you think?
That's tough because different professions have different walls, different things with the industry.
Yeah.
Me, myself, it's different in different states. I've worked in different states as well. When I worked in Connecticut, I felt like I could be more of who I am and present more of my personal life to my, not only just the people that I worked with, but, the professionals of the doctors and nurses and even in patients, because I felt there we were more open and free. I unfortunately did lose jobs because of who I was. I had people that said that they couldn't manage me because of who I was. They didn't feel that they could be quote unquote connected with me because of it, which was just a shame. But I think it really depends on who you are as an individual and how you carry yourself. And to me, the most important part about healthcare is our patients and taking care of them. And that is why I joined the healthcare field to begin with. And I just wanted to know that I was helping, so you have to take the personal discrimination and the things that you may hit and those walls that you hit and put them aside. And when you have a patient look you dead in the face and say, I don't want your kind working on me, which has happened, you have to take that personal smack in the face and bring the professional out in you and say, I understand. Let me see what I can do and see when we can get this test rescheduled. Because when it comes down to it, when people walk into a medical facility, whether it's inpatient or outpatient, they're scared. They're nervous. They're there because someone has told them that there's a problem. And especially for what I do when it comes to the heart, that's your core and that's your main pump. And if there's something wrong, people freak out. I mean, as they should, So for me, I can't take it personally. And that's one of the hardest things I think in my profession is not taking it home at the end of the day and walking out the door and saying, it wasn't against me. It was because they were scared or they were nervous or because of the way they were raised or whatever have you. So moving to a southern state where there is a lot more discrimination, it's had to make me a more thick-skinned individual. But I'm extremely lucky that I have such amazing people that I work with now and a core group that we can have a blast and we'll be singing the 80s down the hallway. And it helps relieve a lot of that tension. And then I have, such great friends and family to come home to that I can, let it go. So,
Yeah.
Well, this is why you are so beloved by so many, not just because of the amazing work you did as emperor and member of the court and the amazing work you do as a healthcare professional, but because of every single interaction that you have, I'm going to cry, that you have with every single human being that you meet. You, my darling, make people feel seen and make people feel loved. You do that every single day. And so I'm saying to everybody right now who's watching this, spread this around. If you have not met Chrissy, let me tell you, when you do, kiss their hand and thank them for the person that they are. Because I would not be an Empress without Chrissy and without their amazing Empress, Dandy. I would not be here. So, love you.
Thank you for that. And Vu, you asked me about community. And I think when I think about that, the word community, the definition is right within the word, which is unity. And I think that people need to realize that community is all one big table, and that table is constantly growing. And we need to continue to allow people to walk up to that table and feel comfortable and know that all are welcome. And I think that's what a lot of people tend to forget. So if we can all continue to remember that, I think we'll go a long way and we'll continue to educate and continue with going forward.
Yeah, and thank you for that message. I mean, I know it's something that Frank and I believe in, and I know that we both look up to you, and we try to be as good monarchs as you were and as Dandy was, and you left some very big shoes to fill, but just not even being a good monarch, but also being a good human. Big shoes to fill for me, even. Right?
I don't know if that's possible. You're a very tall man.
I've seen the shoes. I've seen the shoes. They're like boats. They're like
they're only like 14s, okay? They're only like 14.
I'm just a dainty 10 and a half, just
But also appreciated all of your insights on healthcare, because healthcare workers are not getting the credit that they should be getting, especially during the pandemic, whether you're in a COVID field or whether you're not in a COVID field. I think going in for any procedure right now is nerve-wracking, and healthcare workers are the ones that are there really taking care of all of us. So from Frank and I, and from everyone watching, whether people watching want to say it or not, I'm saying it for you, and you should be saying it yourself. Thank you.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you to all of our guests, because working in around healthcare, as Vu said so well, is a very challenging thing to do in general, and even more so right now in this horrible pandemic. That's why everyone needs to get their vaccine. So, healthcare professionals someday can get back to some semblance of normalcy and deal with, scraped knees and stuff. So
That'd be nice.
that'd be nice once in a while. Scraped knee, Band-Aid, call it a day. So anyway, my darling, so are you willing to stick around a little bit, darling? Perhaps for a little game a little bit. What do you say?
Anything you all need.
Okay. I'm sorry.
How about 200 more miles on the bike?
Maybe not that.
Okay, so this was an amazing way to raise money, and of course I wanted to celebrate and support my emperor and support the amazing people like you who are part of it. I'm just not in a place with my my body to bike that much. I'm just not. I tried, and then I cried on the path.
As I told Chrissy, your butt will get used to it.
No. See, I told you. See?
Never.
Yeah, no.
Not a padded seat, not a padded short. No.
I need an extra padded short. Okay, I want. You know who I'm going to call? I'm going to call Paprika Swirl, because she makes those pads for drag queens on the side.
Oh my god!
Pad for me, Paprika.
That is a new business model. Your Astro Booty cycle shorts.
We made a new thing.
We made a thing.
We heard Cookie in the background laughing. So she had her moment.
She had her moment on camera.
She had her 15 seconds. Okay, there it is.
There it is.
Well, we love you. Please stick around. Thank you so much for being here. We're so happy that you're with us, and we'll see you in a bit, okay?
All right. Thank you both. Love you.
Love you. Talk about family.
Can we have her on every show?
Every single show, just as our sidekick, and oh god, just absolutely adore that amazing human being. And so we have a very special treat for y'all out there in the land of the Facebooks and MySpaces and whatever the heck you're on. Is MySpace even
are we
a thing
on
anymore?
MySpace? I love MySpace. I was so upset to see it go. I loved it.
Yeah, it's really sad. It was a cool thing, and it was totally a status thing. I have MySpace.
It was the nerdy version of Facebook with HTML.
Yes, indeed. And so, please, my darling friends, this is another amazing half to our fantastic family in Reign 22 and beyond for the Imperial Sovereign Court of all Connecticut. And so please welcome to the virtual stage Imperial Crown Princess of the Imperial Court of Rhode Island at Providence and half Empress to Reign 22 of Connecticut, Visa Decline. Yeah.
What are we, crazy or something? At Wanamaker's and Saks and Klein's, a lesson I've been taught. You can't get alterations on a dress you haven't bought. At any vegetable market from Borneo to Nome, you mustn't squeeze a melon till you get the melon home. You simply gotta gamble, you get no guarantee. Now doesn't that kind of apply to you and I? You and me. Whatever. Why not? Why not what? Marry the man today. Trouble though he may be, much as he likes to play, crazy and wild and free. Marry the man today, rather than sigh and sorrow. Marry the man today and change his ways tomorrow. Marry the man today. Marry the man today. Maybe he's leaving town. Don't let him get away. Don't let him get away.
Hurry and track him down.
Counterattack him and marry the man today. Give him the girlish laughter.
Give him your hand today and save the fist for after.
Slowly introduce him to the better things. Respectable, conservative, and clean.
Reader's Digest.
Guy Lombardo.
Rogers Pete.
Go.
Galoshes.
Ovaltine. But marry the man today.
Handle it meek and gently.
Marry the man today and train him
Subsequently. Carefully expose him to domestic life. And if he ever tries to stray from you, have a pot roast.
have a headache.
Have a baby.
Have to
6,
9. Marry the man today rather than sigh and sorrow.
Marry the man today and change his ways.
And change his ways.
And change his ways.
And change his ways.
And change his ways. Tomorrow.
Oh God, that was from the musical Guys and Dolls. Let me tell you, Visa Decline is the Broadway queen. You name it, she has done it. We're so grateful. We love our family in our sister court of the Imperial Court of Rhode Island at Providence. There is no question, right?
I would love to see Visa Decline do like an entire production show with just her, like no one else. Just her
believe me.
free character.
Oh yeah, we've chatted, and then I'd be her like wacky sidekick. Yeah, just like pops up occasionally, like and that's
She could
it.
be the ensemble. She could be the lead. She could be the supporting. She could be everybody. Everybody.
Literally everybody. Exactly, Dolores. Wowza. No, she is amazing. And we just got to see her recently in Rhode Island at their amazing investiture celebration for Empress Irina Devereaux, who we love, who you are half to.
Yeah.
And that's just wonderful. And so we are going to play a little game, my darling. And so we are going to bring back Lord Kyle Edwards, our darling. We are going to bring back our dear friend, Chris Alonzo. Yes. Hey. And of course, we're going to bring back Dustin D. Cobwebs. Hello, my darlings. Hello. So this is a very simple game. Okay, Vu and Kyle and Christy and Chris are going to play, and I'm going to be the facilitator. What do you say? Sounds good? Okay. So it is called Kiki. Hi, and not like Kiki Lucia. She's not here today. Kiki, Kai, Kick to the Curb Girl. So you may have seen something similar on the amazing show Hey Queen, but we are making this ours for CT Connection in the Imperial Sovereign Court of all Connecticut. And so Kiki, Kai, or Kick to the Curb Girl. So I'm going to give each of you 3 names of 3 famous people. Today, the number is 3 on Sesame Street. Okay? And so you... Actually, that was more Cowardly Lion. I feel yeah, see, that's my destiny. So the Cowardly Lion Empress of, okay. So changing my title. I will give each of you 3 names of 3 famous people, and you will have to decide who you will kiki with. We know that's like hanging out and having fun, right? Kai, which means, hey, or Kick to the Curb Girl. Okay? All right, so we're going to start with Dr. Chris Alonzo. Hello, Doctor. Yes, you calling. Okay, so I'm going to give you 3 names of 3 celebrities. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hugh Jackman, Kim Kardashian, Barack Obama. Go.
Ooh.
Kiki,
Let me make sure my partner's like not in earshot. Chris. Hugh Jackman, Kiki, or Kai, hard. Woo, daddy. Woo. Wolverine, like.
Yeah.
Let's see. Kardashian to the curb. Bye, girl. Like, no, thank you. And my boy Barack. Oh, the things we. I feel like I could just like listen to it talk. I would just like sit there and be like, more? Okay.
I love you said the things.
Or can I bring you with me?
Oh. Love me some Barack Obama.
Like, he just has to come with me, like, to be there. But like all the attention for Barack, but Hugh has to be there.
All right, sounds
like,
good.
Like
yeah,
holding
personally,
like, yes.
Right, yeah. Personally, I'd love to have lunch with Michelle, but dinner with Barack.
Oh my.
Okay. We're gonna move over to Emperor 16, Dustin D. Cobwebs. Hello, my darling. I'm gonna give you 3 names: Kiki, Kai Kai, Kick to the Curb Girl.
Okay.
Liza Minnelli. Let's see. Madeleine Albright and Justin Trudeau.
Oh. Oh. Wait. Did he go over there? Let's see. I think I'm gonna Kiki with Liza. Well, I'm gonna Kai with Just. I mean, come on. You know. Yeah.
Not mad at that.
You heard that. Y'all heard that? Okay, just saying.
So we're just assuming that Madeleine Albright is on the curb?
Yeah, she's curbing it. She's gonna make us some money. She's gonna make money.
Sorry, Maddie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Madeleine Albright. Bagger. Oh, I love that. Okay, Kyle, my darling, you ready, honey? Kiki, Kai, Kai, Kick to the Curb Girl?
All right.
All right, let's do it. Billy Porter. Let me see. Billy Porter, Barbara Streisand, and I'm looking around. Luciano Pavarotti.
Wow. I mean, I couldn't get some like normal people that everyone knows. I'm just kidding.
If people do not know who Luciano Pavarotti was, whatever.
There's a movie.
I think my card is getting taken away right now because I don't know who that is. So that's going to be kicked to the curb.
Okay, all right, just automatically. Okay.
Okay. Who are the other two again?
Barbara Streisand.
I'll kiki with her.
Okay.
She's all right. She's more like before my time, but you know, she's still there. She's got look at you. And then what was the last one?
Billy Porter.
What was the last one? Who was it? Billy Porter.
I'm just gonna kiki with everybody. I'm gonna kiki with everybody. No Kai Kais.
Oh, honey, I would Kai Kai with Billy Porter. Yes, I would.
Yes.
He just seems like he'd be. He seems like he'd be too exciting, too much in the bedroom. Just
Patrick, can you
overwhelming.
close your ears really quick? Patrick, can you close your ears really quick? Now, Cal, can you answer again?
Can I answer again?
Yeah, Victor Trudeau
Patrick is not listening anymore.
Well, see, I want to see what's underneath that maple leaf for Trudeau, but I mean, you guys didn't give me that one.
Trudeau was not one of your options, Annie.
Damn it.
Okay, that's all. Yeah. All right, but moving on to my wonderful emperor. You ready, darling? Kiki Kai Kai, Kick to the Curb Girl.
Yes.
All right. How about we do? I'm drawing a blank. How about we do? How about we do Lady Bunny? We do Bill Clinton.
Oh.
And we do Ann Coulter.
Wow.
Can I just make one decision for you? Ann Coulter is on the curb.
Okay, wonderful. Wonderful. That works out perfectly for me. So I'm the only one of these panelists that don't have to go look to see if their mystery partner is out of the room. But so that leaves me with Lady Bunny or Bill Clinton to Kai Kai with. And then we'll kiki with process of elimination.
I love her. She's fabulous.
We're gonna go ahead and Kai Kai with Bill because you know I don't know. I feel like if you're gonna do it in the Oval Office, you got some other tricks on your sleeve. So
That saxophone.
Why did I choose him? This is all my fault, people. It's all my fault. Okay. All right, fabulous. So everybody, that was Kiki Kai Kai Kick to the Curb Girl, and thank you all so very much for taking part in this insane game. It is lots of fun. It is just something to keep our mind off of our troubles. And so, of course, Kyle Edwards, Chris Alonzo, my darling Dustin B. Cobwebs, we adore the three of you.
Yes.
We thank you for being here with us, Kyle, every single episode. We love you so much, member of the fam. And Chris and Chrissy, cannot thank you more for taking time out of your busy schedules to spend some time with us and talk about how you are saving people's lives one day at a time and being honest and open and celebrating yourself and everyone you come in contact with. So we love you so much.
Yes. It was
Thank
great
you.
speaking with you, and in the nicest and greatest virtual way possible, we are now gently kicking you to the curb.
Wait. I'm sorry. I do want to endorse one thing for Miss Frank. Go get your COVID vaccine, everybody.
There you go.
Straight from like the doctor's mouth. Go get your COVID vaccine.
Yeah. Oh, the doctor said it. Can the nurse say it too?
Get your vaccine.
Yes.
Kyle, you say it for good measure.
Get your vaccine.
Get your vaccine right now. Thank you. Love y'all.
Thanks, y'all.
See ya.
Oh boy, amazing.
So you, but excuse me, ma'am. You gave the good doctor Hugh Jackman, and you left me Bill Clinton.
Look, this was spur of the moment, okay? And I'm just saying. It's called improv. So
well, I need to improve.
I need to improve my improv. So we are now going to engage in our fabulous live auction for this gorgeous pride necklace. Look how that sparkles. And it's fabulous draped on the head.
Oh,
it's
wonderful.
Fabulous around the neck. This is really a bib necklace, my darlings. And we are starting the bidding off at $40. It's also very light. And it's completely closed in the back, so this is not going anywhere. Aren't these colors gorgeous, Boo-Boo?
They are so gorgeous. I mean, they are more than Pride. They are Pride Plus. They are Pride Extra.
I love that. Pride Plus.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, let's do Pride Plus. Come on, from now on, people.
It's also my clothing size because, COVID weight.
Well, for me, it will be Pride Plus. And
Grand Duchess Bijou Paris from the Waterfall Empire, it would look lovely on you. We love you,
yes,
Victor.
It would, my darling. So we're starting the bid off at $40. This is really lovely. It's a good weight, my friends. I'll bring it even closer. Look at all the fabulous colors. And it's not just like random red or like random blue. It's all different shades and hues of fabulous colors. And, you could do this and do like a Valentina thing. Do you know from RuPaul's Drag Race? You know what I mean? Take that mask off your face, right? It is gorgeous. It really is, my darlings. And of course, net proceeds from this event, my darlings, are going to our RAIN beneficiaries. And so we're starting at $40. Anybody out there? Anybody? $40 is for the children.
Ginger Sparkles is asking if you could put it on to see how it would lay.
Oh, yes. I would be happy to put it on. Indeed. So, you could wear this. Let me show you. Boom. Boom.
That's lovely.
Isn't that lovely?
Yes. If she were still alive, I could totally see the late Ruth Bader Ginsburg rocking that little descent collar
over her judge's robe. Yes, I completely agree. So it lays beautifully. All the stones are intact. The clasp is intact. This is absolutely gorgeous. And of course, again, it's completely closed in the back. So none of those stones are going absolutely anywhere, my good friends. This is beautifully made. And so $40. Oh my goodness, Victor, thank you so very much, my darling.
Yes.
$40. This is a lovely gift too, Birthdays, bar mitzvahs, housewarming. Everybody loves jewelry, people.
And I believe that bijou is French for jewelry. But
that very well may be.
Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but from my 9th grade French class, that's what I remember. And thank you, Ginger Sparkles. Sparkles is English for sparkles. at $45.
Yes, it is. And so $45 for Ginger Sparkles. Thank you, my darling. 45. Do we have 50? Do we have 50 from anybody? Look at how pretty this is. You know, and Ginger, I got to tell you, this would look gorgeous with your hair color. This would look gorgeous with your skin tone. Oh my God. And look, you can act, if you wanted to, you can make it a beard. Look at that. You can make it a beard.
I almost feel like you need to keep it now, Frank.
What's that?
I feel like you need to keep it now. Oh, thank you.
No. This is for charity. This is for charity. I got to give it away. Never wore it, sitting in the box. So if we have a high bid of 45 from our darling Ginger from the Imperial Court of Washington, D.C. And so I think we might count it down. I think we might. What do you say, Boo-Boo?
Yes, let's do it.
Yeah, okay. We're going to do the 5. And then we're going to do the 4. And then we're going to do the 3. And then we're going to do the 2. And then we're going to do the 1. And so congratulations to Ginger Sparkles. Yes, my darling, you will have this for $45, darling. Yeah. And I will send it to you in the mail. You will look gorgeous. That is how I pick my drag name. Name, first pet and last name on the first street you live. Bijou Parks. Yes, Bijou Parks.
So, Frank, what is your new drag name, Frank?
There you go.
What is your new drag name under that rule?
It would be Bijou Belmont.
So your first pet was named Bijou?
Oh, I thought it was just generally Bijou. Oh, no, but I like Bijou Belmont, actually. BB.
That is a cute name.
I can't be BB. There's a fabulous BB in Connecticut already. So, well, congratulations, Victor. Thank you very much for bidding. And congratulations to our darling Chrissy for that. We had some amazing guests today, as always, Boo-Boo.
Yes, it was great catching up with APNH, A Place to Nourish Your Health. We are raising money for them all year as one of our Reign 22 beneficiaries. You heard about all the work they are doing in prevention services, in clinical behavioral health, PrEP navigation, you name it, they are doing it for our community.
Yeah, and we want to thank Jackson Monarca, Kiana McDavid, and Mike McGowan. We, of course, want to thank Lord Kyle Edwards for his fantastic work on his regular segment, Kyle's Community Corner. Emperor 16, Dustin D. Cobwebs, Christina Carabillo. We absolutely adore you. And of course, our fabulous Chris Alonzo. And of course, Imperial Crown Princess Visa Decline for that fabulous performance. What an amazing group of people, huh?
I mean, we couldn't find better.
Couldn't find better. And so thank you again to our amazing producer, Patrick Dunn, and our fabulous treasurer, Kate Reynolds, who's managing your very generous donations in the background. And so, Vuvu, what do you say? You're ready for your interpretive dance?
I'm ready.
Okay, I think we should do it then, darling, because it is 3:27 and we only have a few minutes left because we want to end right by 3:30 because we tell people in the marketing it's only an hour and a half.
We value your time here. We value
your time. We value your time, my darlings. Thank you all so much. That's right. Yeah. Thank you all so very much who made donations today. And you know what? If you were unable to make donations today, we recognize that the pandemic has not been kind to people financially. We're just so very glad that you spent some time with us today. So on behalf of Emperor 22 Vu and myself, Empress 22 Miss Frank, and the entire membership, our College of Monarchs and Board of Directors from the Imperial Sovereign Court of all Connecticut, here we are. Hey, old friends, what do you say? Old friends, are you okay? Old friends, aren't we unique? What are you doing? That's not interpretive dance. That's not interpretive dance. Time goes by, everything else keeps changing. You and I, we get continued next week. He's literally eating a Reese's peanut butter cup while I'm singing my heart out. Most friends fade, or they don't make the grade. New ones are, sometimes you feel like a nut, sometimes you don't. Quickly made, and in a pinch, sure they'll do. But us, old friends, what's to discuss? Old friends, here's to us. Who's like us? Damn few. I hope you enjoy those chocolates, Boo-Boo.
Delicious.